adding 3-digit numbers and regrouping ones to tens by itself. And we've practiced regrouping tens to hundreds. To show me what you remember how to do with the problem that I put up on the board. 538 plus 144. Go ahead and write that problem out on your dry erase board for me. Start in the ones. 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 Move to the tens. Move to the tens. Move to the hundreds. Move to the hundreds.
8 ones plus 4 ones equals 12. So we would have 2 leftover ones in the ones.
Excellent. So 538 plus 144 equals, everybody?
682.
Erase 6 ones. 6 ones. Now we move to the tens. 6 tens plus 8 tens equals, Nolan?
14.
14
1.
tens. 14 tens. Wait a second. Before, we had enough ones to regroup to the tens. Now, do we have enough tens to regroup?
Yes.
And where do we regroup to?
The
Where do we regroup to, Zayden?
100.
The hundreds. We regroup 10 tens, right? So we made one new 100, and how many tens are left in the tens place value, Zayden? 4 tens are left. Gives us a total of
600.
600. Hands are in your lap, and you are showing me that you are being an active listener. 367 plus 264. I'm going to build 367 on top. So if you remember, we draw dots to represent ones. We draw our lines to represent our tens. And we draw squares to represent our hundreds. 300s and 367. So I'm going to draw out 3 squares to represent 300s. There are 6 tens. So the first thing I need to do is start in the ones. If I have 7 ones on top and 4 ones at the bottom, and I combine those, I have 11 ones all together. Remember, our magic number is 10. So when we have enough to make a group of 10, we regroup. So if I have 7 at the top, I need 3 more from the bottom, and that will make a group of 10 that I can regroup. I regroup ones to the tens place. So that group of 10 moves over and makes a new 10. So I'm going to show that I made a new 10 in my problem over here. And I'm going to take a look to see that I only have 1 1 left in the ones room. I have 6 tens at the top and 6 tens at the bottom, but I can't remember I was able to make a new 10. So altogether, I know 6 tens and 6 tens, Allie, would make 12 tens. But then I have to remember I made that one new 10 at the top here. And Nolan and Charles, that makes 13 tens. I have enough to regroup. So not only did I have to regroup some ones into the tens place, but now I'm going to have to regroup some tens to the hundreds place. So how many tens do I need in order to regroup?
10.
10. So I have 6 plus this one up here, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to now take all these tens and I'm going to now make a new 100. So I'm going to show that I made a new 100. And how many tens are left to stay in the tens room? Ava? 3. So I'm going to put that down low. And then I move to the hundreds. One new 100 that I was able to make, plus 300s plus 200s equals 600s. Okay, we are now going to do one together. Before we even solve the problem, we're going to take a look at it and do what? Ethan? We're going to build it. The bottom number is 454. Now, Lily, how many ones are there on our mat? There's 12 ones. What do you know about 12 ones? What do we have to do with 12 ones, Ava? Yes, we have to regroup because we have enough ones to make a new 10. So if I have 8 at the top of my mat and 4 at the bottom, I'm going to take 2 from the bottom with my 8 at the top, and that will make my new 10. Go ahead and take your 8 ones and go ahead and make a new 10 out of those 10 ones. And then I'm going to go to my problem and I'm going to show that I made a new 10 by writing it at the top of the 10 place, above that 4 and the problem. And now we need to take a look at how many ones are left. How many ones are left on the mat? Nolan, how many ones? 2 ones. So I put my ones down low. So go ahead on your paper and do the same thing that I did to show that we made a new 10 and we still have 2 ones left in the ones room. Aria, where do we go next? Move to the 10s. 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 Because I regrouped some ones and made a new 10. And I have 4 10s at the top of my mat. And I have 5 10s at the bottom of my mat. How many total 10s are on my place value mat right now? Lily? 10 10s. Whoa. Wait a second here. What can I do when I have 10 10s? Regroup. I can regroup, and what can I regroup and make? A new 100. So we have to take all of our 10s and regroup them to make a new 100. Good job. So go ahead and take all of your 10s and make that new 100. So let's show that at the top of our hundreds. I made 1 new 100. But what do you notice about the 10s that are left? What do you notice about the 10s that are left, Cartier?
0.
There's 0 there. There are no 10s left in the 10s place. So how do we represent that down here? Nolan? We put a 0. Good job. We added the 1s and did any regrouping we had to do. We added the 10s and did any regrouping that we had to do. Where do we go next, Rylea? To the hundreds. Move to the hundreds.
Move to the hundreds.
Move to the hundreds. Move to the hundreds. Move to the hundreds. So, Charles. 800. I love how you use place value there. 800. Did we have to do any regrouping?
No.
Why not?
Because there's not enough.
How many do we need? How many hundreds would we need?
10, because 8 is less than 10.
Exactly. You are now going to practice what we just did. You have your base 10 blocks to use, and you have your place value maps. Okay? Are there any questions before you begin your practice? Go ahead and practice working through the problems then, and if you feel that you need if you feel that you need the blocks, they are right here, and you may use your place value mats. Okay? Are you building 457? I see that you have your ones. Show me how many tens did you... This is the problem you're working on. It's right on your sheet. What happens to those? When you take them away, are you really taking them away? What's happening to them? 10 tens makes 100. So let's show what you did. You showed that you made a new 100. So show me where that goes. Hundreds are left. There you go. Okay, I'd like you to build this number next. Okay? 8 tens plus 4 tens is? Plus 1 new 10 is? And then the one that you read. So you have 13 tens, right? Yeah. So you're able to regroup and make a new, and you have how many tens actually left in the tens room? 3. So now double check your hundreds. So be careful, right? You have to do careful counting. Remember, you have your blocks available to double check your work, okay?
And by solving 45 plus 6 together. First, look at each number in the addition problem and build that number on the place value mat. The number at the top of the addition problem is 45, so I'm going to build that number at the top of the place value mat. 45 is made up of 4 tens and 5 ones. At the bottom of the place value mat, I will build the number that is at the bottom of the addition problem. That number is 6. 6 is made up of 6 ones. So I put those at the bottom of the place value mat. To begin solving this problem, we begin by adding the ones together. 5 ones plus 6 ones. Looking at the place value mat, 5 ones plus 6 ones equals 11 ones. I'm going to write that off to the side. When I have enough ones to make a strip of 10, I can circle the ones that are used to make a new 10. It takes 10 ones to make a new strip of 10. So I'm going to put a circle around these 10 ones that I can connect together to create a new strip of 10. These ones would connect together and move to the tens room. To show that, I'm going to write a new 10 at the top of the place value mat in the tens place. Looking at 5 plus 6 to make 11, that means that 1 10 moved over to the tens place, and there is 1 1 left over. The 1 1 stays in the ones place. That number drops down to the bottom of the addition problem. The 1 new 10 that you made jumps over to the tens place. I write that 1 new 1 at the very top of the addition problem and make sure to put a circle around it so that I don't forget to add it. when I get to the tens. After I add the ones place, I move to the tens. In this problem, I have 4 tens plus 0 tens. However, I can't forget that I also made one new 10 by combining 10 ones together and moving them over to the tens place. So really, I now have one new 10 plus 4 tens plus 0 tens. Looking at my tens when I add them together, that makes a total of 5 tens. So down at the bottom of the addition problem in the tens place, I would write 5 tens. So that tells me that 45 plus 6 equals 51.